stand. Better days and better nights as we stand and unite. We're one and the same. Why is it so hard not to point and to blame? Better sheet, get our houses in order and we'll see the peace. There are steps that we must take if we want to see.
I see my people rising, no more stopping us. Couple billion acres across America, us. The peace rose for the sake of us.
The sake of us, the sake of us. I
see my people rising, no more stopping us. Couple billion acres across America, us. The peace rose for the sake of us. No more failing, telling, being beneath. What a beautiful moment, and a sight I can't wait to see. Even if I miss it, at least I wasn't part of the mission. Changing lives of men, women, and children. All glory goes to He that causes us all to be. Oh, and if they're thinking we can, we show them that just as long as we stand, a monument. We the people can't be broken as long as we stay focused. I see my people rising, no more stopping us. A couple billion acres across America, us. The peace rose for the sake of us. For the sake of us. I see my people rising, no more stopping us. A couple billion acres across America, us. The peace rose for the sake of us. I see my people rising, yeah.
Shalom, shalom, everyone. Ani mipalel shehakol, 𐤃𤓅𤅊𤐉𝐿. I pray all is well with you all today. Oh, halayla tonight. It's going to be a brief speaking. Just going to speak on something briefly. Did a lesson this past Yom Shabbat, and one of the things that stuck out in there was we were speaking on Ezra, and it was dealing with the part when he said the Levites and the priests. And when I was speaking, I was telling everyone, I said I was struggling whether I wanted to speak on this topic, which turned out to be a good topic. If you haven't seen it, please go ahead and look back on it. My Isha brought out a great presentation as well. But it was one that I wanted to speak on, which was leadership. And how there's a difference with being accustomed and used to leading in the world and leading spiritually over a people. I know a lot of people would disagree with me with that, on that, I should say. But there is a difference. And Ezra pointed out something extremely important. He literally said that he brought out the Levites and the priests. And we understand there's a distinction. They're both Levites, right? Priests are Levites, but all Levites aren't priests. Not in the 𝐄𝐁𝐁 sense, right? So we often will say that we are a nation of priests because the scripture brings it out. And we're going to go into it really quickly. We are a nation of priests. And I think it's important to recognize that that is true. But it's something that we're missing because we say it boldly, which we should. But that boldness should be backed up with how we're moving. And it's important for us to identify that because it's people that truly want to be that. And I think it needs to be brought out. Okay, if you want to be that, being that you are a part of the nation, there are huge responsibilities that we should operate in. A lot of responsibilities. This goes for those of us that's teachers and leaders as well. Our responsibilities is different. It's extremely different. And if we are people that are saying we are a nation of priests, then our responsibilities are also different. So whenever you coin that phrase, you are putting yourself in a certain position, and now you are going to be held at a certain responsibility and a certain accountability. And it needs to be addressed. It needs to be said. So Exodus or Shemot 19:6. So when people say we are a nation of priests, they're usually quoting, and you shall be to me a kingdom of priests and a set apart nation. And you shall be to me a kingdom of priests and a set apart nation. This is important. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to you and yours. I pray that the Most High is protecting you, blessing you mentally, physically, and spiritually, and anyone else that's watching right now or watching back. But we gotta bring this out, right? So, and you should be to me a kingdom of priests and a set apart nation. So yes, B'nai Yisrael is called a kingdom of priests, but that does not mean every B'nai Yisrael or Israelite or children of the Most High is a Kohen. A kingdom is not made only of kings, right? A kingdom of priests doesn't mean everyone is a priest. It means the nation is ordered by priestly values. All right? For example, we got a kingdom of farmers. Doesn't mean everyone plows fields. A kingdom of warriors. Doesn't mean everyone leads armies. B'nai Yisrael was called to represent the supreme king to the nations, not to all stand at the altar. And we got to be okay with that. We got to understand who we are. But the thing is, everyone wants to be in a certain position. And those that, and you hear people say this often, and it's truth behind it. It's true. It really is truth. People want to be it, but then those that are, some of us don't want to be, right? You see Moshe's life. Moshe didn't want to be it. Yirmiyahu. A lot of individuals didn't want to. And this isn't anything that you haven't heard before. I'm sure you heard it, but let's keep going. So not everyone is meant to be at the altar to do that position. Israel has a priestly identity, but only some have priestly office, right? Nation of priests, that's the conversation right now. And we need to understand, if you are holding on to that, which you should, there's a certain order, there's a certain accountability, there's a certain characteristic, there's a certain integrity that needs to be found and then upheld. Why do I say found? Because most of us are still learning this culture. Most of us are still trying to get a grasp of it, understanding it. And notice, I'm not talking about knowledge of scriptures and debating and precept upon precept. I'm talking about the actual ordinances that we're supposed to be doing, how we're supposed to operate with one another and care for one another, right? Build covenants with one another, which most of us are not familiar with how covenants go. So I'm not talking about knowledge base. I had to get that said to me when I first got ordained. I'm like, what do I need to, what else do I need to know? I feel like I need to know more. And he said to me, you're already there. I still didn't understand it, because when I listened to him and I listened to other teachers and, people that was just far beyond like computer brains, I'm like, man, what else do I need? And he said, you have it. You're there already. And it just got to me within the last couple of years. Of like, okay, I see what you're saying now. But I still need, everyone has to grow. But my point is, there are some things that we are missing, and we need to understand what nation of priests is. So let's keep going. So Israel has a priestly identity, but only some have priestly office. In Torah terms, all Israel, priestly calling, right? We're called to be a light to the nations. We're called to be representations of what order is, what structure is, what people say godliness is, which we don't really say that term, but I have to relate to those that may say it, right? Or those that may watch this back and might not really understand what's being spoken about. So representation of the Most High, right? Holiness, obedience. That's one of the biggest things. Any man or woman that we look up to in the scripture, they showed obedience. Those that we look up to, like these men and women were great servants. They had obedience. A lot of us don't like obedience. When we think of obedience, we think of a child. We think that we are not supposed to obey because we're grown. That's not a nation of priests. That's a nation of just Lewi. To all Israel, priestly calling, representation, holiness, obedience. Levites, priestly service. Right? So when Ezra was setting them apart, he said Levites and priests. So the Levites dealt with the service, the priestly service, make sure everything was ran and functioning properly, right? So we're a nation of priests. Ultimately, every last one of us supposed to be showing the people and everyone else around us how we're supposed to be functioning, how we're supposed to be treating one another, how we're supposed to be those that are less fortunate than us, that's within our gates, have a simple or a sense of covenant too, but I'll move that to the side. Wait for the Learning the Culture conference for us to really get into that. But we're supposed to have service and show how we're supposed to have servitude to others, right? We're not doing that on a large scale, but we're a nation of priests. We are that, but we aren't showing that. And then, so you have all Israel, priestly calling, representation, holiness, obedience. Levites are priestly services. They're supposed to deal with the priestly service, make sure everything is in order, everything is functioning properly. Then you have the Kohanim, or the Kohen, the priest, or the priest. I mean, the Kohanim, let's just go with that route, right? Priestly office, they're dealing with the things that's more sacred, more personal, mediation, sacrificing themselves, right, for the people, for all the things that the Most High is putting in. They're the top dog, basically, right? When you think of Shemuel was that and the prophet. He was the one that ordained the on paper first king. So his position was actually greater than the king. Some will disagree with me on that, but spiritually, that priest was greater than the king. Nation of priests, you all. Most of us don't live at the Kohen level. But you know what? Torah never expected all of us to do that. But for some reason, we all speak as if the Torah is telling us all to be that. You're not going to find that in scripture. Everyone is not that. But let's keep going. If everyone were a Kohen, then everyone would be held to the Kohen level standards. And scripture shows that it's not the case. Kohanim had stricter purity laws, right? So we're a nation of priests. But again, everyone is not a priest. We all may be Lewi, not by like lineage. I'm just saying from the same sense that we say a nation of priests, when we know the priest was only derived from Lewi. So if we all say we're a nation of priests, then we understand the metaphor behind it, right? So the Kohanim had stricter purity laws, which means those that was righteous, they operated differently. They was held to a higher standard. They was more accountable. The character had to be a certain way. Now, we understand what the prophets did. They came in and they called a lot of these individuals out. I'm not speaking to the ones that are not righteous, the ones that are wicked. I'm talking about the ones that are really pressing to be true servants of the Most High. That's what we all supposed to be doing. So those of us that say we're a nation of priests, this should be the focus. This should be our goal. This should be our standard. And this is why I'm coming on today to really push this. They had stricter marriage restrictions, greater accountability, harsher consequences for violation. But guess what? Today, we don't have any consequences for the violations that we do. But we're a nation of priests. Again, I believe we are that. But for those of us that say it, we have to truly do it. We have to figure it out, come to realization, even in the beginning of our path. Like, you know what? I have to be better than what I'm doing now. The mishaps, the mess ups, all this stuff, I have to be better because I'm within a nation of priests. So harsher consequences for violation. All right. So when someone claims the title, you got to ask them about their discipline. When someone says that we are a nation of priests, we have to look at how disciplined they are. This goes for those that are in office as leadership, and this goes for those that are not, because both of us, we say we're a nation of priests. So there should be a level of discipline that we all have, and it should be evident. Priesthood isn't a slogan. It could actually be a burden. And that's why I don't think a lot of us know. So the thing I want us to think about is, as far as a nation of priests, most of us are called to live with Levitical responsibility, service, obedience, teaching a part of how you move, I should say, guarding your set apartness. But not everyone is a Kohen, even among the Levites, as we can see, as Ezra brought out. Right? Some of you know the story about Korah, proving that he wanted the priesthood, didn't authorize it. Us wanting to be who we are, right? Sometimes we won't be authorized in what we believe we should be because of how we are or the discipline that we lack. Desire does not mean appointment. And that's why the Most High separated roles, high roles for people. And those roles are accepted because every position is needed. All of us is needed. In order to be a nation, we have to understand that the nation is split up in different parts and elements. And we have to all respect those elements and those roles. So Israel is called a kingdom of priests, meaning a nation ordered by holiness and representation, not that every individual is a Kohen. Torah clearly distinguishes between Bnei Yisrael, Levites, sons of Aharon. Priesthood is an office with strict qualifications, not a general identity. Most of us are called to live faithfully and serve, but claiming priesthood without priestly discipline misunderstands the text. All right? So the discipline is one of the biggest parts of any position that we all have, and any position that we are desiring to have. We have to really focus on that discipline, strengthen that discipline, and be the greatest representation of that position that we know. That's how we build. That's how we strengthen, when we all are moving in a way that is undeniably great. In ancient Israel, Bnei Yisrael, titles followed function. Callings followed obedience. Office followed appointment. So I just wanted to bring that out. It wasn't supposed to be long. I just wanted to speak on that and kind of encourage those of us to shalom, Chief Prince. Those of us that, we often say we're a nation of priests, and I believe that to be the case. But a nation of priests does not mean everyone is a Kohen. Those that are in a Kohen position has a Kohen discipline. So strengthen your discipline so that you can be a great representative of this nation, and we could kind of combat the negative things that we're seeing, the negative things that we're hearing, the negative things that we are a part of. That's the main goal. Without further ado, you all have a wonderful rest of your night. I pray it was something that was said in these 22 minutes. Shalom, shalom.
I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. I see a dream, that dream is green, and I don't mean material things. Freedom to the land, child, woman, and man, as we take up for what we stand. Better days and better nights, as we stand and unite. We're one and the same. Why is it so hard not to point and to blame? Better sheet, get our houses in order, and we'll see the peace. There are steps that we must take if we want to see.
I see my people rising, no more stopping us. Couple billion acres across America, us. The peace rose for the sake of us.
The sake of us, the sake of us.
I see my people rising, no more stopping us. Couple billion acres across America, us. The peace rose for the sake of us. No more failing, telling me beneath. What a beautiful moment, and a sight I can't wait to see. Even if I miss it, at least I wasn't part of the mission. Changing lives of men, women, and children. All glory goes to He that causes us all to be. And if they're thinking we can, we show them that just as long as we stand. A monument, we the people can't be broken as long as we stay focused. I see my people rising, no more stopping us. Couple billion acres across America, us. The peace rose for the sake of us. For the sake of us. I see my people rising, no more stopping us. Couple billion acres across America, us. The peace rose for the sake of us. I see